This is KGW News at noon.
Thanks for joining us here at noon. I'm Drew Carney. Our top story this afternoon is the latest on the deadly shooting that killed one person and left many others injured at yesterday's Kansas City Chiefs Super Bowl parade. Police there say the shooting may have been the result of a dispute between several people that ended with gunfire. Police confirm they have 3 people in custody, including 2 minors. We heard from one man at the parade who says he tackled one of these suspected shooters and held them on the ground until police were able to help.
When I was taking him down, I seen the weapon fall to the ground. So I knew right then and there, I'm like, okay, he's got one weapon, but this one's on the ground. He may have another one. I need to take him to the ground and I need to keep him on the ground, is what I did.
Investigators say yesterday's shooting does not appear to be connected to any terror or hate groups. In addition to the person who was killed, law enforcement says nearly 24 others were shot. Many of them have life-threatening injuries. Kansas City's police chief said she was thankful for the people who stepped up to help officers catch the suspected shooters. And Kansas City's mayor said the tragic ending to yesterday's parade will not keep the city from holding similar celebrations in the future. Now to New York, where a judge set a March date for former President Donald Trump's hush money trial. The former president was in New York for today's hearing as the judge denied his request to dismiss the charges against him. As he left the courtroom, the frontrunner for this year's Republican presidential nomination called the whole thing election interference.
This is all from the DOJ. This all comes out of Washington. They're coordinated with the district attorney and the AG. The case tomorrow, which is a rigged deal, is all coordinated with the district attorney, and it's coordinated with the Attorney General of New York, Letitia James, who ought to be ashamed of herself.
The trial is expected to go on as scheduled next month, with jury selection beginning on March 25th. Happening right now in Salem, hundreds of people in addiction recovery, along with their family and friends, are holding a rally demanding an end to Oregon's addiction crisis. Oregon Recovers is the organization behind this event. Organizers say a few local lawmakers are also set to speak at the rally. One of the focal points of this movement is implementing an emergency 12-step plan at the state level to address the issue. KGW's Ashley Grams is at the rally right now and will have more for us coming up here on KGW News at 4. Meanwhile, the Oregon Department of Human Services is asking for help to find a missing Portland teenager that they believe is in danger. So take a look at your screen here. This is 17-year-old Jerica Landon. She went missing more than a month ago on January 4th. She's around 5'6" with reddish brown hair, often dyed reddish, pink, or purple. She also has a heart tattoo on her neck just below her right ear. Authorities say Jerica may still be somewhere in the city. She's known to frequent areas around Southeast 148th and Stark and Dawson Park, but they say she could also be in Vancouver, Eugene, or even Northern California or Las Vegas. If you see her, call 911 or your local police department. The Portland Metro Chamber and Downtown Portland Clean and Safe released their 2024 State of the Economy today. Portland Metro job growth slowed in 2023 and is slightly below the national average at this point, but Portland is performing well against comparable cities across the U.S. Housing costs in Portland do remain high against the national average. Foot traffic in the central city area of Portland did rise 14% from 2022 to 2023, but less workers in downtown offices means the city will have to reimagine how downtown space is used in the future. The Metro Chamber says adding more foot traffic downtown will be key to the vitality of Central City's economy moving forward. All right, we're going to take a break from our news headlines this afternoon to talk about the weather. Rod Hill, before we get to you, a quick look from this morning up in Hood River. They did see snow there. You did have to get pretty high up in elevation to see it, but there was some snow falling in parts of the area this morning.
Yeah, I mean, in the gorge, the snow was right along I-84. And then here in the Metro Valley, remember I said in my words, a 50-50 shot we'd have some snow possibly above 500 feet in some of the high metro hills. That, for the most part, didn't happen. It was just all rain. Again, we weren't sure we'd get that or not. We still have winter storm warnings up in the Cascades And then in white, the snow advisories, the storm warning does include the gorge. Despite these continued warnings, I feel like on this February day, we've kind of settled into more of just a typical weather pattern. We have another push of moisture that's now increasing in the South Valley. So we had a break in the rain to some extent this morning. Now you're seeing the rain starting to pick up, and it's going to become increasingly a rainy afternoon. Still snow in the gorge. Still snow up in the Cascades. There's kind of a dark day at the coast. That's Tillamook-Head from the camera at Gearhart by the Sea Resort, looking back to the south. No advisories or anything at the beach, just a rainy day. Snowflakes, Timberline, 26 degrees. Getting upwards of 6 inches of new snow. Again, the storm has underproduced snow-wise in the mountains. There's the Oregon Veterans Home camera out in the Dalles, 35. You could see I-84 itself is generally just wet with temperatures above freezing. And downtown Portland right now is at 40, and with rain increasing, not going to see much of a warm-up this afternoon. Your 7 day into the weekend, of course, is coming up.
Yeah, we will see you again, Rod, here in about 10 minutes. Back to our news headlines this afternoon. Police raided a large homeless camp on a piece of private property in Northeast Portland this week after multiple shootings and complaints of open drug use. As KGW's Blair Best found out, this camp has been causing unrest for neighbors in that part of the city for months.
This is what starting over looks like.
Right now on short notice, it's a way to carry a lot of stuff.
For those living in this homeless camp off Northeast 148th and Cooch.
It's honestly really embarrassing living like this.
Tuesday morning, Portland police raided the site. It's private property and they had a warrant based on community complaints.
Basically, we were told to come out with their hands up.
Yeah, they were standing on the perimeter with rifles all spread out.
Portland police say about 20 people ran when they got there. Officers detained 30 others and arrested 12 for outstanding warrants.
I ended up falling asleep while I was handcuffed on the curb.
Byron and others were warned if they were caught on the private property again, they would be arrested for criminal trespassing. So when authorities came through here, it appears that they've numbered each tent, and from what we can see, there's more than 30 tents in this single lot.
There was just a lot of bad things going on, you know. There's shootings and there's been fights and it's been loud and rampant, drug use.
It was hard not to step on used fentanyl foils covering the ground. Police confirmed 2 recent shootings there.
This is out of control. Out of control.
It brings this woman to tears.
I'm sorry.
Don't apologize.
Her parents live next door.
Well, my parents are old, and they got people peeking in their windows and doing drugs out front. There's a handprint on the wall here where one night they caught him peeking in the window here from the camp.
I wish the state would help the people find a place to live so this wouldn't happen.
Police say outreach workers were there Tuesday.
No, they don't help with housing, nothing. They like to say that they help, that they'll give you resources and stuff. They never do.
It's up to the property owner to clean the lot, and we're told they plan to put up fences to keep homeless people out.
So what's your plan now? Pick up, and just try to find a safe place and just keep on going.
In Northeast Portland.
That's what we always do.
Blair Best, KGW News.
The Portland Public School District, meanwhile, says it has to cut its budget by $30 million, making that announcement after reaching new agreements with all the unions that it had to bargain with this school year. Half of those cuts will come from central offices. The other $15 million will come directly from schools. Parents we spoke to say the district needs to do a better job of allocating resources. Others blame Portland teachers who went on strike for close to a month before agreeing to a new contract in November. District officials say that new contract alone will cost $175 million. Oregon Governor Tina Kotek, meanwhile, says she plans to take a more hands-on role in crafting the budget of education funding. All right, some news this afternoon for Pacific Power customers. The utility company has filed a rate hike for 2025 with the Oregon Public Utility Commission. Pacific Power is looking to increase rates by a total of 16.9%. They estimate the average Pacific Power customer will see an increase of about $30 a month. They also say the extra funds would go towards investments in wildfire risk management, transmission infrastructure, and renewable energy projects.